slime bag! What's your problem, bro? We're trying to have a good time. Nope. Who the hell are you? What the hell? We got to go to the circus.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Reel Hunting. We're here for the good reels, so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, the Brett Man's right over there. Today, we're going to be talking about the newest slasher flick coming from Blumhouse. It went straight to Peacock, written by our boy Kevin Williamson and directed by John Hyams. This is a new slasher home invasion flick with a COVID spin on it, about a couple gals going to a cabin, getting quarantined, and shit hits the fan, Birdie.
Man, dude, and the freaking global bastard, I thought we were done with this thing, and it freaking rears his ugly head, so we're going to get into it. Before we do, this is a spoiler-free, rapid movie review, so you do not have to worry. So, Brad, what are your thoughts about this? Like, your first, just whatever comes to your brain first.
Well, so first off, I think this story is rather generic. I mean, it's a story we've seen 100 times. Aside from the COVID spin they put on it, which obviously is kind of a new flair to it, but it's written pretty cleverly. I mean, obviously Kevin Williamson's doing the writing. It's clever. It's got that clever vibe to it. It's got some Scream vibes to it. A lot of Scream vibes to it, really. Honestly, it really reminds me of Scream. But yeah, as generic as the story is, it was executed really well. It was directed well. There's a lot of suspense in this thing. The characters are decent. I like that. They're decent enough to follow. It's short, it's precise, and yeah, it's decent. It's really good execution.
Yeah, dude, you hit it right on the nail right there. Anybody that knows me personally, if you could give me a short horror movie, I'm definitely going to give it a watch, just because, again, it's short and pretty much just doesn't run into a lot of my time. But man, this movie actually did flew by for me because I was enjoying it so much. Definitely what gets me the most with this movie, I just love the tension building of this movie. Just like, you kind of like, I would say it's not all predictable. There are a couple of things where you're like, oh shit, but it's mostly predictable. But I like how the tense, like building up the tense like aura of the movie to develop those particular scenes. I thought it was really nicely done.
Yeah, it takes the time to build the suspense each and every time, like the kills start happening. The suspense comes first, and then the action sequence that follows, which is like, you know, your kills essentially. I thought those scenes were like the kills themselves, the action, the fighting, and all that fun stuff was shot really well as well. You know, it was really chaotic in a way, in a good way. I think it was really well done that way. And like I said, the characters are all enjoyable, and I think just overall, I know I kind of talked about how short it is, but the pacing is good. It doesn't linger in any kind of particular location for too long. It's always moving. It's always, you know, giving you new sets and whatnot within, you know, the story. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely, and definitely camera angles played a huge part of this movie, and I do like the camera angles of like kind of like the whole like one take. I know me and Brad love the good old one take scenes for certain films. The first one I could think of is Extraction with the one take scene, and this one tackles the one take scenes a couple of times too, and I thought they were really effectively done. But mainly just like my little nitpick, and this is actually a surprising nitpick for me for a preference. I feel like this movie could have used at least 10 to 15 more minutes to establish the main characters, because I feel like we had something there, but I wasn't quite attached to him to a level just because of how short the film is and how like it needed to keep like going, you know, boom, 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 with it being short. If it could just use those 10 minutes to develop those two female characters, I feel like this score could have gone way up more for me.
Yeah, man. I mean, I liked it for the length purpose. I mean, I really like how quick it moved along and stuff. I'm always saying these movies are too long. This, I think, really, it knew what it wanted to be. It was perfect for me. But you know, it reminds me of a lot of different, like, as generic as it is, it reminds me, like I said, big time of Scream. There's a lot of Scream things in here. You can tell that Kevin Williamson was involved in the writing, but there's some Your Next things here. There's some Hush things in here. There's things like this from other movies we've seen and loved in the same genre, the home invasion stuff, that, you know, you can kind of see trinkles of, and I don't even know what that means, trinkles, but yeah, it's solid all around, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a different take on the house invasion genre of the horror movie. So I think you absolutely should give this a watch. As Brad's already said, this is on the Peacock. So, Brad, you want to go ahead and go in the movie ratings?
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's freaking do it. I'm going to give this movie a 4.25 out of 5. I'm telling you, I really was shocked with how much I enjoyed this, and this kind of reminded me of how Kevin Williamson is still the freaking man when it comes to terms of writing in the cinema in terms of the horror genre. So I had a really good time with this.
Yeah, and I'm going to give it a 3.75. It's, like I said, it's a story we've seen before, but it was done well enough where it can get a pretty solid review of 3.75.
Hell yeah, man. So that is easy math today. So we got a 4 out of 5, and that's a freaking high level of a Dance with Jimbo, man.
Hell yay!
What do you think about Sick on the Peacock from Kevin Williamson? Did you enjoy this movie, or did you have some problems with it? Again, this is a spoiler-free review, so do not spoil it in the comment section, or I'm going to have to put the boots to you. But if you don't want to spoil it, leave a comment down below so we can get that discussion rolling.
Boots to asses. Yeah, man. If you want to help us find a good videos, you can do so by finding us on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Twitter, TikTok, and of course Patreon. Those links are for you to find right down below.
Absolutely, and we promise to be quick. We're already done, so we'll get you on out here and see you for the next one.